So watch this. When I try to start it, everything goes dead. And now it's 100% dead. I can't turn headlights on. I can't turn heater on, radio on. Doesn't matter what until I go out there and disconnect this battery. This thing's dead in the water. So my belief is something is wrong with one of either the battery cables or the grounds. So that's what we're doing right here, just going through all the grounds that I can find and the terminals and the connections. We're cleaning off that little layer of oxidation that sometimes you can barely see, and some of them are rusty. Figure if I just go through all these, I can't do any damage to anything, and I might just find the problem. That being said, this isn't my normal type of video. Usually I make off-road related content, whether it's working on the vehicles or going off-road and breaking stuff. But this truck's an exception because this was my late mom's truck. It's been sitting just over 2 years since she passed away. She gave it to her oldest grandson. He couldn't get it running, and so now I have it. I just kind of wanted to save it from going to the junkyard. So the whole plan for this thing's to be a little bit of a winter beater and maybe take it out in the woods and bash off some trees or something. But yeah, let's try to get it running. Okay, so the next ground I see, we've got a ground strap right here that goes from the firewall down to the block. I'm pulling on it and it's not broken, at least. Unlike the JK when I got it, that one was just like, it just disintegrated in my hand. So we'll clean this end and then we'll go down underneath and try to find where the big one goes. It probably goes to the block somewhere close to the starter, but I kind of lose it about right there under the power steering pump. So I don't know, we'll see. Get on there. Hey, it made it all the way through. It fell onto the trailer, rolled off into the leaves, and now I can't find it. Go figure. Oh, sweet. Okay, I barely fit under here, but there's the starter and covered in oil. That wire that goes to the bottom lug there, I think that may be our ground. We're gonna find out. Oh yeah, she's pretty gross. Let's see if I brought the brush down here. See, that's looking decent enough. I'm gonna see if I can find any more. I did see this. There's this one other ground back here, and I'm just gonna look around. And after I clean those, we'll try to start it again. Well, let's give her a go. Oh, that's going nuts. So I did the same thing. One click, now everything's dead. No blower, no headlights, nothing. So definitely got a gremlin still. So when I did this earlier, the only thing that would get anything to work again on the dash was by coming out here, disconnecting this, and then reconnecting it. So whatever it is, it's basically killing the whole freaking system. Just for fun, we're gonna see if we got like headlights and stuff. Got lights. Ooh, something smells like electrical. That's not good. That is not good. I need to unplug that battery. Not good at all. Let's see if we can see any smoke. Boy, I do not know where that's coming from, but it sure stinks. All I freaking need is this thing to burn down. Found it. It's coming out of the freaking radio. I don't know if this thing's gonna pick it up, but I just saw a puff of smoke come out of the CD slot. Well, definitely gonna find that fuse and pull it. I did, when I had this all powered up, I heard it like trying to eject the CD and it couldn't or something, so maybe something just burned up or shorted out in there. That still doesn't solve why everything's dead though. It's really weird, like all my mom's stuff's still in here. Man, I miss her. She was obsessed with dragonflies. Oh, that's definitely gonna stay. My mom liked to rock too. Let's see what she's got in here. Godsmack. Oh, CDRs. I told you how old. Who knows what's on all those? I probably made some of these for her. From your son. I gotta go pop this in and see what it is. Papa Roach Getting Away with Murder. System of a Down. Man, my mom was freaking cool. Morning, y'all. It's the next day. I've been doing some reading, and the two things I keep coming up with are Fuse 19 inside of here, and either looking for a mega fuse like the 175 amp fuse or a fusible link. So first thing we're gonna do is check this. Now, I had some people, I was like reading some stuff online, and it said that even if this fuse is like dirty, it can cause stuff like this to happen. So let's see here. It's definitely not blown, but we could polish these ends up a little bit. Pop that back in just for fun. We'll see if there's any change. Yep, same deal. Sucks that it's raining, but you know, it's December 11th, so at least it's not snowing. Or sorry, December 16th. Fuse 11, that's why I had 11 in my head. Keep reading. Fuse 11 has a lot to do with the starting circuit. It appears to be good. And what I did is I took the meter, and I've got my 12.5 volts here. Came over here to the alternator. I've got 12.5 volts on the main power lead and on the little yellow cable right there. So that tells me that the fusible links should be good. So that's not likely the issue. So I'm going to stick the meter on this real quick. That's good. One of my concerns is that these cables are just corroded on the inside, so I might strip back some of this and see if it looks all green inside of these. Namely the one to the starter, because I'm thinking if it's like not conducting, then it's going to just pull the voltage down and then trip that low battery cutoff thing. When I was underneath here last night, I couldn't see any way that I could get to the top of the starter where that wire goes, and I don't really see it from up here either. So I might have to jack this thing up to like check that end if I end up having to replace it, but I should be able to learn a thing or two just by stripping these back a little bit. I've definitely seen way worse than that, but it is a little grungy right here under where they put these repair terminals on. Might just cut that off, re-strip a little bit, and get a better connection in there. I think it was my nephew that did this, so who knows if he got a good connection or anything. You can definitely see the change in color on this wire from about here forward. It's probably the same deal on these too. Well, it definitely looks like if I'm going to get anything done today, I'm just going to be getting wet. That's all there is to it. Can't believe these things come with paint right where they want you to put the wire. It's stupid. We're going to get that clean. Alright guys, I don't know where I left off on this video with the Ranger. I was trying to get this loom all split open, and I was just getting rained on like crazy that day, so it's like a week later now, and I want to get this split open. These are the fusible links. I think they're good, but I don't know. So I gotta find out what's going on. Something in this cabling is bad. I just know that's what it is. Got this opened up a little bit, and I'm pretty sure this one goes down to the starter, this one goes over to the PDC right here. It jumps to the second terminal, or actually I'm pretty sure there's two cables in there, yeah, because that's the only place it goes. So then the other one basically uses that as a jumper, comes back, and then you've got these two fusible links. The yellow, I'm pretty sure, goes to like the third pin on the alternator. those two go together onto the big black wire and go to the alternator. That one just jumps right out of it and goes back to it, which is kind of weird. Then we've got this little cluster of small wires down in there, which comes up here, goes to a plug, and then kind of goes everywhere, so I don't know what that is. So obviously I stripped some of this back. I'm a little too far, and the copper was good, but down at the starter end it must be bad. I haven't done the same thing on this yet. You can see it's a little discolored, but it's not like it's all green or anything. But clearly this thing's just shorting out somewhere, so either the starter itself's bad or the wiring to it is bad. That's all I can figure, you know, in my limited electrical experience on fucking Fords. On Fords, it's always a ground. I'm starting to think the logical course of action is to just pull the freaking starter out and try to bench test it or something, because if it's like shorting itself to ground in there, I could see it just like the truck shutting itself down somehow. I don't know exactly how, probably some sort of safety relay, but I think that might be what's happening. I'm here to tell you guys that was a nightmare to get out. It's almost dark now. Yeah, so we're gonna bench test it now. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even want to put this back in there. It's making me just want to buy a new one because I don't want to have to do it again. So I was able to get the Bendix to pop on its own, so now I've got hot hooked up there. Ooh, that wire's getting hot. Well, it's working. That's still kind of screaming to me like we've got a problem with the cable between the battery and the starter, like I've been saying the whole freaking time. At least now I can get to the other end of it with this out of there, so I'm gonna see what I can do. Well, it's been a few days. I've been sick. I don't remember what I recorded, but anyway, starter's kind of cleaned up. All these terminals are cleaned up. It actually bench tested out good. And then here's all the hardware. Ran that on the wire wheel, and you'll notice the Ranger's no longer on the trailer. I've moved it over here, so put it on ramps so I can get under it easier. And then over here, I did the same thing on this one that I did here. I cut it back, got some new copper, put that on there. This harness is like so, like I cannot, even if I got to change this cable, I'm not gonna be able to get it out of here. I don't know, it's just like fused to the engine, and there's just no room to get to it from anywhere. So I got the other ends of that cleaned, and since the starter tested good, I think I'm gonna go ahead and put it back in, hook everything up. Now we're just gonna see if that made any change. I'm not expecting it to have, but oh shit. Okay, so maybe now we can get back to the original problem with this truck, which was fuel pump not priming. It's hard to say exactly what fixed it, got it back to where it's cranking. I'm thinking it was probably the positive connection to the starter. Interesting. Nevertheless, I don't think we're going to be able to get this running in this video just because the winter finally decided to show up, and it's way too cold to be messing with the fuel pump problem that this thing has. But stick around and I'll have an update for this in the near future. Thanks for watching.